Slight difficulties, people. So we had a communication error, and Dr. Rogers will be here in about 15 minutes and apologizes for her appearance ahead of time because she thought it was at an hour from now, which is actually my fault in looking back at the chat. So in the meantime, hi. And Steph's going to jump on here in a second with me. And Donna graciously offered, but she's busy. So, yeah, my bad. Hey, T, how you guys doing? Throw up. I'm just going to say hi to some people and kill some time until somebody jumps on here with me. I really despise being on here by myself. It just feels awkward. I don't know how you all do it. Jules will be back later. Hi, April. Congratulations, Jonathan. Oh. Hi.
What's up?
I mean, you're Dr. Rogers for a minute, so enjoy that title till she gets here.
I don't think I can live up to that title.
No. I'm very happy. Deals. Hey, Amy Jo. Okay, when we say hi to this person, you have to go Katap. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
Katap. Hi, Katap. There we go.
Katap.
I don't know why. You just have to do that.
Hi, Carrie. Katap.
Katap. Good show, by the way, earlier. If you guys haven't seen it yet, definitely go check that out. It's an unboxing of the queen of all auctions, Miss Donatella's kilo bag.
Yeah.
Hi, Polgar. I saw that you sent me a message. I have not read the message yet, but I will read it as soon as I can. Thanks for jumping on with me last second. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'm like flipping the heck out back here.
Well, I need a better computer too. It took me 2 days to edit that video, so.
Yeah. Oh, look who's here. Steph's Universe is in the chat. Hey, T. Hey, Carlton. So, fun fact, Carlton is quite intelligent. Not that I didn't already know that, but like we were playing trivia last night, and well, not just trivia, they were riddles, like really difficult riddles. And this guy was like nailing every single one of them. I don't know how he does it.
That's crazy.
So on my phone, all I could see was the riddle, and then it would give you some letters that are, make up the word, like it's a jumbled word. So I had a little bit of an advantage, but everybody in the chat didn't see the jumbled letters, and they were nailing them, and they were hard ones. They were like make you think kind of stuff, but I was impressed.
I think you guys are staying up later and later and later.
Oh, we're basically raising the sun.
I don't know how you do it. I can't stay up that late.
Well, I sleep in between shows, and so I basically catnap. I don't have a solid sleep rhythm. So
no.
Well, like especially on the weekends, it's tough because we have coffee in the morning, and then
it's like an all-day thing.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about that though is we're just coming off of the other show, and then it's right into the coffee, and then I go, take my nap, and then I get up and do this crazy stuff.
I know. I was wondering what happened to your Real Sunnies yesterday morning.
I know. Like, I don't know what. I think I forgot what day it was because we got off of the live Friday morning, and I was like, it's Friday already. Like, what? I screwed up. So I was exhausted, and so I spent the whole day narcolepting my video together.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, I was in bed, which was probably a mistake, but I didn't want to, like, fall on my desk. And I'm editing, and like next thing I know, I'm out. And then I just did that all day long. So I didn't know what kind of product I was going to have in the end, but I just uploaded it anyway.
Yeah, it was funny.
People were like, "Oh, that's the funniest one yet." I'm like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Yeah, it was really funny. I had to watch it after I was done working, and now I need to go back and comment on it. So, yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, I've got good content because I have good, funny people around me. That's why. I do, Donna. Busy. Hey, Sylvia. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah, everybody's busy.
Yeah. Busy, not being busy. Hi, Betty Webb. Nice to meet you. It skipped. Gosh. 42 people in the chat.
Nice.
Betty, there you are.
It was 7 a.m. today? Wow.
It was what?
Is that what time you guys got off this morning? Was 7 Eastern?
I think so, yeah. Hi, Eric. Welcome in. Yeah. Frenchie, how are you? I love that name. It always reminds me of Grease.
Oh, yeah. I love that movie.
Hi, Lori. Oh, hello, Donna. Other Donna.
Other Donna.
Oh, I guess I should say hi to her. Hey, Donna. Yeah, we were just on the phone, and I was like kind of flipping out. Well, Robin doesn't flip out. I don't ever flip out, but I was sitting here going, I'm going to vomit. She's got the time wrong.
You can wing it.
It's just like, go look at what you put. And I was like, and I looked at, I didn't put it. She actually put 6 Central Time. And I thought it said 6 Eastern Time.
Oh.
And I said, yes.
Oh.
So here she is eating dinner with her family. I'm like, where are you?
Oops.
Yeah. Hi, Amber. How are you? Lady Rose Aaron. Hello, hello. Hey, Douglas. Hey, sister. It's my sister. Oh, my mom's watching.
Really?
Hi, Mom.
Aw, how
Aw.
cool.
I'm going to cry.
That's awesome. Bring out the sock.
No, Mom doesn't need to know that one of her offspring is psychotic.
Bring out the nice sock.
The nice sock? Oh, no, it's not that. Don't get it twisted. This is genetic. Yeah. Especially like my Aunt Zeta. Yeah, her and I are a lot alike in that aspect.
That's
sense
too
of humor.
funny.
Yeah. Hi, Tammy.
Susan, you got to go watch my video. She's asking what she won.
Yeah, right?
Sorry, Susan, you weren't there.
You did win, Susan. Yeah, that's Donna's rules. If you're not there, bada bing, where you been, boy?
I didn't see Joey there either.
Tramping around like Donna would say. Hi, Terry. I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. What did she say there? I'm much more mentally stable than Aunt Zeta. Well, yeah. But I just mean they're not prudes to the language. I don't even know if my sister has watched The Sock. Have you watched The Sock, sis?
Sock is funny.
Sock makes you uncomfortable, though. I've watched footage of you just going.
Well, I can't explain on camera.
Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
It's all good though. I want to have the sock on.
Well, yeah, there's 2 socks. There's Storytime sock that is harmless but innuendos. And then there's this blatant foul mouth sock. So, it just depends on what time of day it is and what channel I'm on. And
yeah.
I think the worst sock, though, is on Lori's channel. Oh, what is it, she says? She's not aware.
Oh, uh-oh.
I don't even know if I can get it to load, though, because I didn't load. In 1 second. I didn't load the program because it was slowing down my computer so much.
Yeah.
All right, sister, you asked for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody. Oh, my God. Let me fix it. Hold on. My neck is broken. What the heck? There we go. Now we're in business.
You got some problems going on there, Sock.
Yeah. Broke my freaking neck. How's everybody doing?
She said, oh.
Oh, that sock.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. This isn't awkward at all. Oh, anyway, yeah, that sucks. So it tends to be a little risque. So it's Argyle the dirty sock. Well, I'm just having all kinds of technical difficulties today. I don't know what.
Well, see, she said she loves your sock voice. Oh gosh, that's so
I am going to behave tonight, Imville. I promise. So what was I going to ask you? When sister is multi-talented. So are you? What is your lockdown situation? Are you able to go source right now, or
are you doing? Well, the thrift stores are closed.
Yeah.
But one of the thrift stores announced that they're about to be open. They just can't accept donations right now.
Yeah, shut up, Ronnie.
I can still get my stuff from my auction house, though. Like, I'll bid on it online, and then I'll schedule a pickup, and they'll bring it out to my car and load it up in my trunk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can still source product. And, of course, I have a room full of products that I am sitting on, so.
Yeah. Michelle said, yes, sock is dirty, sick, and I love that.
Oh.
So I don't know. I was just asking because I noticed what you had gotten from Donna was kind of like a random assortment of stuff. I didn't know if you were mainly sourcing online and buying those kind of lots to help.
I just keep buying.
You have an eBay store?
Mm-hmm.
I see that before. Yeah.
I actually just changed the name of it because I had it under a different name, and I just changed it to Steph's Universe. So it'd be easy for people to find it now. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I need to list things. I have like 400 items listed, but I've been kind of lazy, like between watching YouTube and working.
Yeah.
And trying to come up with content. It's like I run out of time. I need more time in the day.
Yeah.
What am I eating? Sorry, I should not be eating on camera.
Oh, I don't care.
Ronnie said, "What are you eating? Skittles?"
See, candy eating technically.
Skittles.
Wow. I am candy deprived. That's one thing. I mean, I guess I could have it, but with we have you've heard of Faber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas. I guess I could order candy with those orders. I just don't think of it when I'm ordering. I just usually have them bring ice and energy drinks and things like that. But I haven't even thought about candy because usually when I buy candy, I have to be standing in front of it to see what I'm kind of in the mood for. So I don't usually go get me a pack of Skittles. It just depends on what they have. So.
I'm not usually a Skittles person. I'm a chocolate person, but I've just kind of gotten burned out. So
yeah,
I'm a little tired of it.
Donna likes her Skittles. Thanks, April. Yeah, if you guys, anybody wants to drop any of their links, if they have any videos, feel free to do so. Or just your channel link because of the 3 dots being gone. I hate it. I despise it. Especially like when you go, I used to go into Pusha Studios just to look for new channels and, whatever. And unless they're on the board being premiered or whatever, and they're dropping the links in the chat, it's almost, you have to copy and paste and leave. And
oh, yeah.
I wish they'd bring that back.
I really hope that that's not a permanent reading the chat.
Yeah.
That's not a permanent thing.
These are my friends. They're all foul-mouthed and perverted. Oh, what a deal say.
Oh. Jeez, Joey, a little cocky there. I'm Joey Bada Bing. Everybody knows me.
And that's something new and different. Hi, Siggy.
Oh, gosh.
I still didn't find what Deal said. I can't.
Oh, she said green Skittles?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Donna just learned about the green M&Ms.
I know, I saw that and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
She looked at me like I made it up. That's been like, I remember being a child and hearing about that. So, I mean,
I know.
it's an ancient thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Oh, you're ancient.
Hey. Yeah, I'm
No, you're only 5 years older than I am, so we're all, I mean, all of us in this community seem to be around the same age, except for baby Bada Bing.
Yeah, he's half my age.
He's
A little more than half.
He's my children's age.
Hi, Amy. Welcome in. You're late. And I was late.
So is she coming at 6 o'clock?
No, she'll be here any minute. I feel bad. I interrupted her dinner. She's eating dinner with her family.
Well, then she'll be all
hey,
rested
Farmer.
and full and ready to go.
I'm getting in trouble at work. But thank you for coming in. We love our farmer. I used to watch Donna's auctions. If it started earlier, that she did a pop-up or something during the day, I'd watch it work a little bit. We even got away with, I'm going to say it now because I don't work there anymore, but we even got away with a FaceTime phone call with Hermie and Ronnie and I think Susan. I think Susan was on that call. And I had to mute myself because I didn't want to like talk and, like, I was on my lunch hour. It wasn't a big deal.
Right.
I just thought it would be funny. And then we came up with the idea of maybe I should be on a live with you guys, and me not being able to talk, I would have to hold up my answers to everything.
Yeah.
We thought that would be funny, but we just never did it. I don't know why we never did that. That would have been fun.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah. But they they're funny people. So of course I'm like trying not to laugh at work. And they're trying their best to make me laugh. So,
that's too funny.
Yeah. But yeah, don't
get since I'm working at home right now, I can listen.
Yeah. Exactly.
To all of the stuff in the background while I'm working. So it's kind of nice.
Speaking of work, Brandon's telling me, and I think there's a list out there of when all the cities are going to open up. Mm-hmm. And he's telling me mine is as soon as Monday. And I'm thinking too soon. Yeah. Number one, from a health standpoint, I don't want to get sick. Number two, I'm not trying to go look for a job right now. I'm having too much fun. But when I do go back to work, I'm definitely going to work from home.
Yeah.
There she is. Hello. I am so sorry.
No problem.
It is a problem. You're like trying to have dinner with your family and
it's okay. I just, I was going to try to look decent. So it's all you miss out on.
Yeah, you look like crap. Let me take you out of here.
Hi, Steph. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave so you guys can chit chat.
Yeah, she babysat me while you were.
I missed all of that.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
It's nice to meet you. I will be watching you guys on the computer.
Fun.
Awesome. Thanks, Steph. Appreciate you. How are you?
I'm good. Well fed.
What'd you have?
Well, it snowed here yesterday in Michigan.
Yeah.
So, gosh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the light right and it's not working. And so we decided it would be good to try to bring a little summer. So we had a summer salad. We had a whole summer barbecue meals because we're tired of this. So that's our protest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
how are you guys?
You look good. You look.
Thank you.
Better than the last time I saw you, not on my show, but the pictures.
Oh, thank you. I feel better.
Good. So let's go right into that. So you were on my show. What was that? 3 weeks ago?
You almost killed me.
I didn't do it. Stop blaming me.
No. Yeah. So
what happened after the show?
Okay. So I was on your show. Maybe if I don't move, the light will adjust. Well, you want me to get into my whole personal story? here's the short of it. So it's on your show. This was back when none of us were in quarantine. Remember all of that? Well, we were thinking about being in quarantine, right? I love all these people saying hello. Hi, everybody.
They love you.
And so shortly after the show, I went to bed and I woke up in excruciating pain, and it's a pain that I know well because I had a surgery in September for the same problem, which is a twisted intestine, which is terrifying because it's the most painful thing ever. If you've ever had back labor or a kidney stone, that's what the people in the emergency department sort of compare it to. I've never had a kidney stone, but I was screaming like a crazy person in the emergency department. So perhaps those of you who have had a kidney stone, you can relate to this. But in fact, it wasn't a kidney stone. It was a twisted intestine. So they took me off to surgery, and I came out of the hospital 8 days later with a 7-inch beautiful scar all down my torso that I think I should have tattooed into something, but I don't know what yet. Yeah.
A tree or a vine or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But more detail as far as I remember you were doing lives on Facebook and I kept missing them. And I consider myself kind of techie and I couldn't figure out how to go back and watch them.
Yeah. Well, cause they weren't mine. So so apparently on Facebook, didn't know this. I don't know if it's new or not. When a famous artist is doing a live show, like from their kitchen or whatever, you can have a watch party and you can invite people to watch it with you. And essentially it's like this, where we would have a chat bar down the side, but we'd all be watching the same experience. So I was doing that from my hospital bed. But so apparently from my hospital bed, I joined Zoom conference calls with my team and with some clients, and I answered emails. And 5 days later,
what do you mean apparently?
I had no idea. I had no idea that I had any of those interactions. And when you read the emails, I mean, I had to send apology emails because I said, I was on a lot of pain medication when I sent that. And I don't know how you made any sense of it anyway. Like they made no sense.
Oh no.
Yeah. So now I said, we're going to have a company policy, like, and cut people off when they're in the hospital.
Wow.
But, yeah. So if I chatted with you, I don't remember it.
I did actually chat with you once.
Oh, well, hopefully I was with it when I was chatting with you.
It was very, very short. Like I was like, she must really be hurting.
Yeah.
It wasn't crazy or anything. Oh, I could totally mess with you right now. Dang.
Yeah, you could have. But to anyone, who's watching, that has had any family member in the hospital, or if you've been in the hospital in the last month, it's a surreal experience because you have a mask on, everyone else has a mask on. You can't really see each other fully, and you have no visitors. So it's a very different hospital experience. So I didn't see anyone in my family for 8 days.
Yeah.
Which I travel all the time anyway. So, I mean, I'm sure to my kids, it was like, oh, she's just like when she's on a business trip. But for me, it felt, very different.
Yeah. It's not the same because you were in a situation where you want people around you and, not being allowed to in a hospital. That's awful. So when you came out of the hospital, I just be reading bits and pieces on Facebook because I haven't really talked to you. Not in the detail that I wanted to talk to you, but I know Jill. God, everybody always complains that they can't see my mouth because I'm like always, I'm just chilling on my desk.
Well, because we're tired of everybody wearing masks and not seeing mouths. So give us a chance to see it, Robin.
Here it is. Yeah, I understand. But when you got out, you guys did separation even after you got out, right?
Yes. So I have a spouse who works in the healthcare industry and actually intubates people and puts them on ventilators. So we felt it was safest for our family to split for at least 2 weeks. So for at least a 2-week quarantine, because the mixture of that and the fact that I had to be tested for COVID and I was on a COVID pending ward for 5 days of my hospital stay, on which 50% of the ward ended up testing positive. I tested negative, but that essentially means that I was on the same floor as COVID patients. So then when I came out, I had to quarantine.
Right.
So so we stayed separated for another 2 weeks, which was interesting. So
Joey, goddamn it. There we
they
go.
love you.
I
We love
know.
all of you. Give us the whole face.
And I love all of them.
So what I miss? What have you guys been up to? What's happening here?
You know,
I checked out one show, by the way. I was on the other day.
Which one?
The auction show, when you said you better hurry because it's going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like on all kinds of stuff. And overnight, me and Desert Hunters do just a chat type thing, and we play games. And it's basically, people have a hard time sleeping, especially with everything that's going on and not working. I think most people, maybe half of the world, is probably naturally nocturnal anyway. If left to their own devices, they probably would stay up all night and sleep all day. So we have quite a following in there because they can't sleep or whatever. So there's about anywhere from 30 to 50 people, sometimes more, depending on what day of the week it is. And they'll just stay up all night with us and play games. And
I totally get that.
Yeah.
If any of you need some dystopian fiction to read, that's what I do at 4 a.m. Shared it with Robin yesterday.
You did. Fiction. So you are currently writing a fiction novel, correct?
No, I dabble.
Pages. Yeah, it's pages, right?
Yeah.
And it's about 2D relationships, right?
Oh, that one. That was another 4 a.m. thing. Yeah, so it is funny. So people do different things with their sleeplessness, right? And I'm just most comfortable at a keyboard, honestly. So when I can't sleep, I get up and I just start typing whatever's on my mind or whatever I've dreamt about. But yeah, this whole situation where there are people who live alone who literally haven't seen another like human being in person if they haven't left their house for 30 or more days. I mean,
38.
38 days. I mean, I can't imagine how much that happens, right? So between that and I mean, any of us who, and believe me, I feel really fortunate to be employed right now and to be in a company where we're still working. But we're on Zoom. We're on these videos all day long, and like there's no break. And so when I was daydreaming during one of them, I was looking at every person because on Zoom you can see everybody, and I was just thinking like, I wonder who out of here could fall in love on this screen based on what they look like. And I start telling my own story about, you always think people are looking at you on screen, right? So if I do this, like whoever's watching, thinks I'm staring at them, because sort of I am, right? So I wrote this whole story about just when I was watching different people in my company talk on these conference calls, who was falling in love with whom via 2 dimensions. Yeah. So when I'm not writing about, death and despair, sometimes I write about love. That's
good.
But all of you who are listening, like that has nothing to do with my job. So
no,
for what that's worth.
No. Yeah, that's it is like jail. Even though I get to talk to you guys, I kind of feel like I've got a ankle bracelet on at the moment. And that's kind of on my own choice, but is it though? I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't feel comfortable. And they're talking about as soon as Monday, allowing Dallas to be out. But, I don't feel comfortable with that.
But are you going for walks or anything, Robin? What are you doing for self-care?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, look at me. So you can't look away when somebody asks you that.
Somebody's complaining about my mouth again, and I'm just going to nip this in the bud. There we go.
Well, here, I'll answer some of these questions, though. So I'm a PhD, so I'm not a doctor like a medical doctor. And my PhD is in public health, ironically. I mean, only ironic for the times, because normally people don't think about public health. You only think about public health when there's a problem. That's the only time people ever think about public health. Because either you have an STD or you slept with somebody who has an STD, then you know about public health, or it's a pandemic. So,
yeah.
So I did learn something.
Come on my show and start talking about STDs, because that's how rumor starts.
Okay, so I learned something the other day though. So I was interviewing this. One of my clients that I work closely with is a physician and a very prominent physician in emergency medicine, and I was interviewing him for something that that we're doing this feature story about where healthcare is going and what healthcare is going to be like after all of this, things like that. And I asked him, what do you miss most? So before we get to that, Robin, what do you miss most?
You know what?
Okay. No, well, no, I don't.
You do. Because I always talk about it almost every time we talk. Hugs.
Oh yeah, hugs.
Hugger. I'm a huge hugger, y'all. Like, I won't like just randomly hug people. I'm not that weird person that runs up to people that aren't want
Okay,
that.
first of all, I had to work really hard to ever get a hug from you. I don't think you hugged me until like month number 3 that I knew
I will
you.
never
So,
go up and hug somebody first.
so I'm not really sure what you're talking about or who this Robin is that you're speaking of.
Whatever. 20 seconds. And you know what 20 seconds is.
Yes. Well, 20 seconds is good. So
Tell
you miss
everybody
warm
what
hugs.
Tell
So
everybody
20 so 20 seconds. So all of you can try this at home if you haven't done this. So if you hug someone, it usually will only be for like 3 or 4 seconds, and then somebody will let go, right?
Mm.
If you actually hold someone, which is sort of different than a hug, then and you count to 20. 1, it feels like forever, but 2, both people will go, and you will feel both people eventually let go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 20-second hug. My kids hate me for it, but
no, they don't.
Someday they'll love me for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so wait. So
at the hotel after we had that closeness of friendship, we would do the 20-second hug, and it always made me feel better. I was very stressed at work sometimes because people like her were so demanding. No, I'm just kidding. But
you were really stressed at work.
I was. It was a hard job.
You had jerky people though. We were not jerky.
Right.
Those rich moms were jerky.
They could be, in management and whatnot.
Or they loved you, one of the two.
It was always one or the other, right?
Yeah. Okay, wait. So let me tell you what I learned though.
Okay.
It's your show, actually. Go ahead.
No, it's your show today.
So I asked him what he missed, and he told me that what he misses most is that he's a person that he really needs to see people to understand how they feel. And that when he walks around his department and he asks people how they're doing, if they say that they're fine, but he feels that they're not, then he'll stop them. He'll turn around, and he said, and I'll go really close to them and I'll say, how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
And he said it always just elicits a very different response. So I've only known this for 48 hours, but he's totally right. And so when I ask people, how are you doing today? It's a completely different response.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could also be that we're in the middle of a pandemic and people have lost their jobs and they're super stressed. So they cry when you say, how are you doing today? So maybe in 6 months, it'll be a different response.
Maybe. But I think that also implies that you're really wanting to know instead of just the casual, greeting.
Yeah, I always really want to know.
I'll just say, I'm fine. Except for Donna. We always hear Donna's not fine. I'm exhausted. She works so hard. Like, it's ridiculous how hard she has to work. She's constantly on the go trying to get product and stuff for her auctions. And
so Donna, I was watching the show where you were auctioning off the latch hook rugs, and and it totally took me back to like junior high and high school, and I completely understood why somebody paid like $90 or whatever they ended up paying for those.
They were cool, right? I mean, I used to use those too, like all the time. I loved it.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, they need to bring those back.
Well, we wouldn't know if they. I mean, when was the last time you went to Michael's, Robin?
That's probably correct.
They could be there. They could be right there on the show.
Probably are. Yeah. Yeah, but the ones she had were actual ones from like the 70s, probably.
Yeah.
I remember my sister.
God Loves You or something. Wasn't it like God Loves You? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember my sister did it, and I did a huge one of a lion. It was only like 4 or 5 different colors, like all the oranges or whatever, but it was beautiful. Like, she had it up on her wall. But yeah,
like you did it together? Like you had 2 of the little hooky things?
It was that big. Yeah, it was that big. It was like probably 4 by 6. It was huge.
You're going to find it in the basement someday?
No, I don't still own it. I don't have hardly anything from my childhood.
Tell us something you have from your childhood. Or tell us something you wish you had from your childhood.
Well, I still have the basketball my dad gave me on my 11th birthday.
Okay, that could make me cry because I love basketball.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, other than some pictures. Yeah. What I
That's
wish
awesome.
I had some of the toys, because I was a spoiled, rotten child. Not that I acted like it, but like my parents flooded us with toys all the time because we lived in a very rural. Oh, that was a Donnaism. Very rural area called Norco in California. And it's North Corona is what it stands for. But it's cow town, like there's horses, and it's pretty much a farm. I mean, it's grown now, but back then there wasn't anything to do. Like there's nothing within walking distance. My mom didn't drive. My dad was at work all day long. So to keep us busy, toys. And my dad actually built a park quality playground in the backyard. And because
Wow.
my mom was very protective, to say the least, and we weren't allowed to go play in the streets with friends or anything like that. So we were never allowed to actually leave the house or the yard, unless it was for school. Because in her mind, she's like, you play with your friends at school all day long. You don't need to go anywhere after school. Okay. Anyway, so we always were spoiled. Like we were always taken to Disneyland 2 times a year, and Magic Mountain and Knott's Berry Farm, and you name it. We got to go anywhere we wanted, got to eat anywhere we wanted, got to have any toy we wanted. So that's what I wish I still had, is some of those toys, because I know they're worth a fortune.
Or maybe somebody who treats you that way and gives you everything you want.
Yeah, I actually like giving. I don't like getting. It makes me feel awkward. Like even, they do the whole super chat thing in here. I always feel, I mean, it's very sweet. Don't get me wrong. And I love money. Don't get me wrong. But I always feel a little awkward receiving. I like giving. So,
Nice.
yeah. And I'm not just
So
saying,
wait, so why haven't you gone outside?
I don't have like a specific, like, I'm scared, or, I mean, I think it's like,
Because
30
all of us on the line, we're going to come and decorate your windows and like chalk your sidewalk or something. Because you have to come outside. Or we're going to have a say anything moment, and we're going to come with signs and boom boxes and old leather jackets.
hold up your boom boxes.
Yes. If I lived by you, I totally would have done that by now.
I know, but it's not that I'm being like agoraphobic or anything like that. I really just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I really don't have an answer. Why is Enville poking me? Lazy. That's part of it. Part of it is laziness. Like you know me, well, you kind of know me. I've worked my whole life, and like, I'm actually just enjoying not having to set an alarm clock and getting to hang out with all my friends that I've met on here. It's going to actually suck when I have to go back to work, because I'm going to miss some people, I mean, I'm still keeping my life, obviously, but I'm not going to be able to at the level that I'm doing it now, obviously. But when I do go back to work, I do want to look for a job just for physical reasons, remote. I can't do the standing on my feet thing like I was. I mean, I was having sciatic problems even back then, and now it's like really bad, really bad. So I can't even walk around the block or anything like that.
Got to make this gig your full-time thing.
That's the plan. I mean, I want to make YouTube my full-time thing. That's where my heart is, for sure. Who knew? Like, I wish I wish I would have started earlier, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that would be the ultimate. Desert Hunters are very supportive, and he swears that that's going to happen for me. I mean, that's great, and then if it does, awesome. But in the meantime, I'm going to have to look for something remote that I can do. Probably like Apple support or something silly like that, just to pay the bills or whatever. And then YouTube.
Something silly. Apple support like keeps us all alive.
Oh, I know. But like nothing like, super like, I don't want to look for a job where I feel like I need to grow and be a manager, and I'm done with all that.
Yeah.
I just want to get a paycheck and like what I do, and the rest of the time do this, That's all. Kind of like retired, but not, still have bills.
I'm really far from that.
Well, you'll probably always be far from that just because of your work ethic. And I used to have a great work ethic, but it's not so great anymore. So you're in Michigan. What does your lockdown look like?
So we're the state that had the big uproar this week with Nazi flags and Confederate flags and a bunch of craziness. which I'm sure there's a narrative there that makes sense to someone, but I would not be that someone. So what apparently they were protesting was the fact that we have the most stringent lockdown of any state right now, in some ways. So for instance, if you can still go to a place like Walmart, but when you go there, you can only access certain aisles and the rest of them are roped off. So if you're looking for clothes or fun things, you can't do anything that's non-essential. So what people were protesting though is what is categorized as non-essential. So you can't buy paint, which means that people who paint for a living can't paint. You can't have any landscaping done or gardening or any kind of outdoor home services, which is a problem because in our state, this is the time of year that all that happens. So this is when those people make all their money. And then the kicker was you can't go to your second home, which is interesting. So any of you who've never really been to Michigan, it's an interesting place because a huge percentage of the population actually has a second home, but it's not what people think. It's not always like some luxury mansion or something. Oftentimes it's a hunting cabin because so many people hunt here, or it's like a fishing hut that is heated and people can stay there. Or it's a cabin in the woods where they go to snowmobile and, hang out. So the edict came out that you are not allowed to travel between your two homes. So enough people have homes that it was worth making a rule about it, I guess. And then the last one that people got really, really pissed about was you are not allowed to be in a boat that has a motor right now. So the residents of Michigan, we have a few claims to fame. One is that we have like higher boat ownership than anywhere else in the United States, and like higher golf course per person ratio or something. And you also can't golf right now. So essentially, people were really angry, and some people understood it, and other people didn't understand it. So it's been an interesting week here in Michigan.
Yeah.
But I sort of get it. I mean, one, I'm a supporter of the governor. I love the governor that we have. I get it. Like, it's an inconvenience, but at the same time, again, something that people don't understand about Michigan is there are many businesses and people in the state of Michigan who make most of their money in the summer. So literally, like, we have whole towns in Michigan, all the lake towns, that they earn 90% of their income between Memorial Day and Labor Day. So much so that there was also a law in Michigan until last year that said that schools can't start until after Labor Day because it was too hard on the Michigan economy, that they needed the whole summer. So I think what the governor's trying to do is buy us as much time as we can because we have a ton of cases. We have the third or fourth highest number of cases and deaths in the country. So I think she's just trying to buy time so that we can start a phased opening in early May and then actually be open Memorial weekend. So I don't know. She hasn't told me that, but that's my guess.
Wow.
And that is true. Is that mental therapy, like therapy? No, you're not. You can't do anything except telehealth.
Wow.
Yeah. No massage therapy, no physical therapy.
Fortunately, mental therapy can easily be done in this format. Yeah, physical therapy would be a problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think like the Gallup poll that was done in the state said, so it's a really high percentage of people who support the governor's rule right now. It's the only way out. The only way out is to stay home right now.
Yeah.
And so the protesters, I don't know. Like I said, they had a lot of messages that really weren't on point. So they had a lot of guns. So I'm not really sure like what they were trying to get across, but I wouldn't say that they were very effective with their messaging. Who stops you from going to your second home? So that's really interesting. There are cities. So what happened was, this is like the moral of this story is that saying, this is why we can't have nice things. because what happened is when the lockdown started, people fled from. So the part of Michigan that has all the cases is really the three counties that are all next to each other that have the highest population, which is Wayne, Washtenaw, or Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb County, and almost over half of the cases, or 3/4 of the cases, are there. Well, though that's also where, like I said, it's the highest population. Well, those many of those people who work for auto industries and big companies who were then either furloughed or put on hold or went to working from home, many people left and went up north. And up north is where all these little vacation homes are, right? So people went up north, and what happened is those cities up north, one, they panicked because they don't want people who are asymptomatic but infected coming up there and spreading it. But two, they don't have a lot of hospital beds. I mean, there are some of the little hospitals up north have like 4 intensive care beds and 3 ventilators, and they all started saying, wait a second, if you all come up here, not only do we not have groceries and people to serve you because it's seasonal, right? So they only have workers in the summer. So a lot of these small towns in Michigan started panicking a bit and just saying, we don't have enough resources. So some of them actually had checkpoints where when you were coming in, if it was your second home, they would ask you to go back to your first home. Yeah. But it's sort of an imperfect rule because you could travel across the state to go to a state park. You could travel across the state and stay in a hotel. You just couldn't travel across the state to your other house. So, and I think another reason for it was people were gathering. People were saying, hey, we're all off of work. Let's go up to the lake house and breaking the rules. So,
yeah. That's why we can't have nice things.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
People ruin it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's such a detail that most people don't think about. No second home allowed. That's crazy.
Well, the reason that it's especially interesting is because in the first rules, when the first rules came out, the first stay-at-home edict, it actually said you can travel between 2 homes within the state. And so everybody was like, oh, that's great. And that's when everybody went to their second home. Mm-hmm. So when this third one came out, or this second or third one came out, the way it was worded is you have to choose a home. So this came out on April 9th, I think. And it said by 11:59 p.m. on April 10th, whatever house you're in, you need to stay in until the end of the month. Mm. So you could pick. I stayed in Ann Arbor.
Really? See, I would have picked the lake house.
The lake. Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but there's more here.
Yeah, true. More to do, probably.
Yeah. Well, no, there's not really anything to do right now.
So long there, I get it.
This is where my stuff is. How about that?
It's your stuff, exactly. Yeah, I've been itching because it's not going to be. I hope it's not going to be a common thing where I'm going to have this kind of time off, and also have money because they're paying me to sit here, paying me more than I made at my last job actually. So my inclination is to go on a road trip. And I've discussed it. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but me and Desert Hunters are talking about taking a trip to Florida and stopping at YouTubers' house along the way, for fun and content.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, they've got a friend that has an RV, and they're thinking about borrowing the RV and picking me up and going on a road trip and going to visit Donna and ruin her world. But,
Donna, are you ready?
I know, right? She made it very clear she's not taking any time off for me, though. That's okay. I don't need her to. But no, I just think it'd be fun to not only be on a road trip with them, but also stop and meet other YouTubers along the way and make videos of it. And now I'm able to go mobile live, so I can, document a lot of it. So,
well, I think a lot of people would want to watch just your outtakes from the road trip in general. I want to see the road trip video.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a blast. So, but yeah, we're gonna do that, and then I don't know what after that, but I'm thinking now is the time to do that because I don't think I'm gonna have the ability to take this much time off of work again to do it.
Yeah.
But they're not letting us, so we're hoping. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun. They're saying May 1st, those things will be allowed to be done, but I don't know. It just depends. I mean, it's just gonna depend.
Is your company a national company or is it local?
It's national.
National.
We're
Well,
based
so
out of-
maybe they will wait until, I mean, so in my company, which is also national, we have to calibrate across all these states.
yeah.
So
I
we
haven't
have to.
fully decided if I'm going back there though, or if I want. I mean, they've made it clear that I was, eligible to once business picks up again, but I don't know if that's still what I mean, I enjoyed recruiting, I did, but it was a very, I don't want to say lonely because I hate that word because I don't get lonely per se. I don't get depression or like, oh, what was me? I'm all by myself. I'm very efficient by myself. But it was, you sit in a cubicle and you're on the phone all day. There's no interaction, with being in hospitality and retail my whole life. I was definitely lacking that. So yeah, April wants to go on the trip, and there's several YouTubers on the way for sure. Rachel lives over there by Donna. But yeah, I just, and just, like what you were saying, you were kind of shocked that Donna and I had never met. Her and T have never met either, and they've known each other longer, and I've never met Laura. I've never met any of these people, so I definitely want to meet them.
I wonder if all their pictures are really them. I've never actually thought about like not using my own picture, but I think maybe I should like just invent some new personas.
You mean catfish?
Well, it's only catfishing if you're like trying to trap somebody in something. If
Yeah,
you're trying to snag someone.
yeah,
I'm not looking to snag anyone.
true. So that being said, I hate
Have
to
you ever
cut.
been catfished? Well,
Huh?
let's talk about that.
Yes,
That's an important topic.
I have definitely been catfished.
You have?
Yeah. AOL days.
I was gonna say who was it, but I guess the question really is who wasn't it?
AOL days. I don't want to say catfish per se. I guess, in hindsight, it kind of was. Like, I had talked to this person for a year, and like your stories, it was a 2-dimensional relationship, and eventually decided to move from California to Connecticut for this person.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I don't necessarily understand about catfishing. So, okay, so let's say you and I were talking for a year.
Mm.
And I was my little icon thing or whatever, my identity was a sock. I mean, let's just say.
Okay.
Then, and then when we finally set up time to meet, which you tried to get out of, but I hired the catfish people from MTV or something, and they found you and they met you in person. I mean, you're still the same person I was talking to that whole time. You're just not a sock. So I don't know, like, why catfishing always ends relationships. Like, I sort of don't get it because that is the person you were talking to.
Say they are this beautiful model, making X amount of dollars per year, mentally stable, able to pull it off for a year somehow, and then you get there
and they're a sock.
A sock is actually looking attractive at that moment. No, my particular situation was no, she didn't make what she made. I quit my job that I was making a lot more money than she was based on the fact that she said, well, I make more, you should move here.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, what do you mean you were sort of catfished? Like,
because
she was catfished.
She wasn't anything she said she was, but
she was using her own picture.
The pictures were vague. The phone calls were plentiful. Like, we would be on the phone for 8 hours at a time. So I definitely got to know this person quite well. But when I got there, I am in no way, shape, or form shallow. But I was not attracted in one itty bit way at all. And then I talked to my friends. I was like, am I just being shallow? Like, I do care about this person, but she's nothing like what she... It was bad. It was bad. I'm going to be nice because you never know who's watching. But, also, she was on probably 25 different antipsychotic medications as well. And I found those. And she was very like, let's get married, have a kid right now. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, just, nothing that I wanted. So, but I was actually stuck there for 7 months.
What?
Yeah.
For 7 months?
Yeah. I tried to make it,
Well, unless you were tied up, you weren't really stuck there. You could have left.
one, I couldn't really afford to. I'd spent all my money to move there. I literally UPS'd my belongings there. It was very expensive. And then I paid to have the car shipped out there as well. And then I flew. Yeah. I know everybody now in this chat is like,
Were you young?
I was. And that's how I justified it. I was like, okay, I'm young. If this is not going to work, I'm young enough to bounce back and head right back home.
Was she young?
She was only a few years older than me, like 2 or 3 years older. But during this whole time, I had also met somebody else on AOL. We were just friends. That apparently had feelings for me and never just admitted it. And we would always keep in contact. And then the more unhappy I got, the more we talked on the phone. And I ended up, I didn't learn from my first mistake. I ended up moving from there to Illinois to be with that one.
Just don't even unbox the stuff. Just pack it up again.
Well, it was 7 months. I gave it a fair shot. But this one ended up being, and probably will always be, the love of my life. The only reason we're not together is because she didn't want to admit to her family and friends about me. Like I was like a secret.
Have I met her?
I basically was like, I can't be your secret anymore. But yeah, I mean, so 2D relationships are definitely possible. I think you actually get to know somebody better than you would a neighbor or somebody you work with. The quality time is way different, you know? So, and I think you're more inclined to, and I guess more people are more inclined to lie too, but you're more inclined to talk more when that's all you can do is talk. So you get to know somebody a lot better online than you do in person.
Do you have questions, or can I ask another one?
You can ask me anything you want.
Okay, so, and if you've already talked about this with all the friends that are on there, then you don't have to, but so how often did you see things happening at the hotel where like you totally had the whole scene figured out?
Oh, very often.
Really? Did you cover for people?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like when, like tell us one. Like how do you cover for people? Like their family calls or comes in and you're like, hi, Mr. Jackson, and
a relationship going on between a couple people that was supposed to be secret that I knew about. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, does it happen all the time?
And
did you watch the cameras?
No.
Really? I always feel like I'm being watched.
Never watched a single camera. I'm not even sure they worked. Never saw a single.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Never saw a single screen.
Could have gotten away with so much more.
Yeah, and me too. I never knew if it existed or not because management always threatened us that they were watching the front desk, but there's no way. With some of the stuff that I did, there's no way they were watching. So I don't know, but yeah, I mean, people would check in, you know, and it was a really, really nice hotel, but sometimes they didn't stay the whole night, and I knew what they were there for. But yeah, see and hear all kinds of like.
She's totally not giving it up, people. She's not going to tell us what we want to know.
No,
clearly.
no, because you take an oath basically when you're that person. You don't.
Oh, like a hairdresser?
More so, I think.
Like a manicurist?
Hotels can be kind of shady.
Like a therapist?
Almost, yeah. I feel like I gave you some therapy while you
Yeah, you were sort of like a therapist.
I was. Yeah, but I enjoyed it.
But I lived there. It was like my house. It was like facts of life.
Yeah.
Me and the 12 women that I traveled with for work.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you see some crazy stuff. A lot of celebrities stayed there, so I had to be very, I wasn't allowed to get on my phone and go, guess who's staying here? Big no. I'm not there anymore. Spill the shit. No, Ronnie. I'll tell you later. But yeah, any other questions? When are you going to get your YouTube channel?
I don't know. I really enjoyed interviewing this physician the other day. But here's a question. I don't know if this happens to you guys, any of you on any of your shows. But I asked him a very you know, we're talking about real things. And of course, we were talking about COVID and all sorts of things that are happening. But then, you know, at the end, I said, how are you doing with everything? Like, how do you feel? And he took a moment and he said, I'll tell you off camera. And I maneuvered it fine. I mean, we weren't doing anything with the video, to be honest. Like, we're going to write this like journalistic piece. I don't think we're going to do anything with the video itself. Plus, I look like this, where my color's all wacky, and I look like I've been in the sun for 3 weeks, which I haven't seen sun in a really long time. So I don't know why my skin is so dark. But anyway, so we're not using the video for anything. But like, I would love to do shows, but I'm always going to want to go super deep. And then, like, then people start crying and shit. And like, what do you do with that? Like, I love crying. I don't mind if people cry. And I'm always like, you can cry with me. We can cry for 2 hours if you want. You know where to be.
I mean, you don't have to be Barbara Walters. You don't have to make everybody cry.
Well, I don't think I make everybody cry. I mean, I try to make people laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, I want to know the real thing. You know, I want the real deal.
I know you're really intense with your questions too. Like you are, yeah, you probe probably way more than I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I showed everybody, like, well, okay, I won't, because you can't either. But some of the chats, Robin gives like a 1-word answer. And then I write like 80 words. And then Robin gives like 2 words. Yeah. And then I write like 90 words. And then Robin will say, okay.
It just depends on when you catch me. If you catch me like while I'm on a live, it's going to be short. Yeah. It's hard for me to concentrate on everything going on. They get mad when I don't see them say hi to me because I feel bad but it's hard for me. Maybe if the chat was over here, I could probably see it, but I need to work on it. It's very hard for me to talk, keep my train of thought, and see what's going on over here. So,
well, I do see what Lady Rose Aaron wrote, and that's really sad.
Oh.
And I bet it's been really hard. I mean, I lost my mom to lung cancer, and I think one of the hardest things about this whole COVID situation is seeing so many people on respirators, and the death very much mimics a lung cancer death. So I'll be thinking about you, because that's really sad, and it's hard to see it all the time, see the pictures.
Hi, Chris. Wow, buzzkill. But seriously, I'm telling you again, if you need any help starting your channel, making trailers, all that fun stuff, I will gladly help you. So
who would my audience be?
Well, these people, for one, they love you.
Well, how does everyone find you?
You know, honestly, from other
because I found so many of those people, because when you guys promote whoever's next, then I feel like I need to go look, because I feel like I'm missing something if I don't go look.
That's how it's done. The networking, for sure. Other channels shouting you out. I am the channel whisperer. So because of my content being other people's content, that's how everybody kind of knows each other, because they go from channel to channel to channel. And, you know, anytime anybody does a live, there's this chat, so they get to know each other. They share other channels with each other. Oh, well, I was watching this the other day, and then that person goes and checks it out, and it just spreads like wildfire, you know.
So if you guys go on the road and you all meet each other, then does all this get stronger, or is it just different? Hey, Trevor's from Ireland.
Well, I can tell you in the old AOL days, we would have what were called P&O parties, because there was a chat room called Planet Out. And we
I was in that chat room.
No way. Did you flirt with me?
Yes. Well, I don't know. What was your name? I had wait, maybe I was a catfisher, because I did have a fake name.
Not telling what my name
I did have a fake name in AOL.
What year?
Well, let's see. It would have been 1996. Look at your face.
Wow. We'll talk about it later. But anyway,
I barely remember AOL. I mean, I loved it, and of course, it kept you coming back because you get addicted to the "you've got mail" thing.
No,
But I miss those chat rooms.
oh yeah,
Those chat rooms were the best.
they were everything. The fact that you could play sounds, and remember you could play wave files
Yeah.
in the chat where everybody, as long as they had the file on their computer, they could hear it as well. We would have entire conversations of nothing but sound bites that were hysterical.
Anyone listening to you right now who is, well, what, under 30 would have no idea what you're talking about.
It was just like this, except for it was more of a full screen, and you had a list of everybody that was in the chat, which was nice because we don't have that with this. You have participants, so anybody that has said anything, it'll tell you who's in the chat. But there it was just a one big chat screen, and all you did was talk. There was no pictures, no video. If you shared pictures, it had to be through the email. But no, we would have what it was called P&O parties, and we would meet certain members within the chat would host that party that year. I mean, I went to Atlanta. I went to
What?
yeah, like we would travel and like meet, and there would be like 100 people there from the chat, and we get to know each other. Yeah, there was a lot of drama. I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot
But
of drama.
see, that's when you couldn't like be gay publicly. So
True.
the underground was much more interesting.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we would try, and I actually still talk to some of those people. So, always offline. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar. You know what's really funny too is right before I started this whole YouTube thing, I remember thinking in depth about my AOL days and how much I missed. And I think mainly because I'm here alone, I thought it'd be really cool to start something like that up again, like a chat type thing. But then I realized you could actually chat on people's lives on YouTube. I've been searching stuff on YouTube for years and had no idea there were live chats. No idea that you could subscribe. I just didn't really pay attention. I got on to see how to change a carburetor or see how to fix a problem with my computer, and I didn't really think about anything else.
Well, you'll have to show me how to do that because when I was watching you guys the other day, I didn't know how to get to that part.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the link. So I didn't know how to get from just a search to get over to that. So, and I'm like, I like to think I'm fairly astute.
No, you are. You are. That's why I offered to help you because I don't think it would be too much of a headache to teach you how to do all this stuff. You're a smart girl. Prodigy. I never used Prodigy. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking, I would love to be a part of a chat too, because I love sitting on the computer and learning stuff about the computer and then also interacting socially at the same time. So it's a good format for me. But then this all popped up and it was like answered prayers. So
how did this start? Does everyone already know this story?
How did my channel start, or me just learning the whole getting to know people?
Yeah,
stuff?
like when did you say, I think I should have my own channel?
When I went down to Austin and we said we can do that because we started watching What the Hells and Jeebus and treasure hunting with Jeebus and just and I was showing her, I was like, this is what I've been doing because we hadn't seen each other for a year and she had totally remodeled her house and my life basically consisted of working and YouTubing and I had been on it since September.
Wait, when you're using YouTubing as a verb, are you using it as a watcher or as a content?
At that point, a watcher.
A watcher.
Like, I haven't watched TV in, months because of this YouTube thing. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, you know what YouTube is? She goes, yeah, but you just you just jump from video to video. And I was like, no, you follow channels and like watch their content. And she's like, yeah, I'm not into that. I know nothing about it. So she had a smart TV and I logged in real quick and I said, this is what I've been watching. And I started pulling up old videos that I watched, and she was just like watching it, and almost simultaneously she said, I can do that. And I was like, we can do that. So she was going to be my partner and we were going to start making YouTube videos of reselling, buying storage units. And she's like, we can use my garage to store the stuff. You can drive down here every weekend and we can buy a unit every weekend and go through go through it on camera, and then you can go home on Sunday night. I'm just like, yeah, I can do that. Like, it's not 3 hours away. It's not that big of a deal. But it got to be to where it wasn't going to work. She actually worked at home at the time, so it was going to work for her. And then she got a job where she wasn't working from home anymore, and like 60 hours a week. So she was actually on my show a couple weeks ago when I hit my 1,000 subscribers. Famous. Yeah, and Grimes finds.
Did you get a note? Do you get I mean, if it's not confidential, do you get a note from YouTube for like, congratulations, you're at 1,000? Like, do like things happen on your computer and like fire shoot out of it
I
or
have
something?
a certificate, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a plaque yet. You don't get a plaque till like 100,000.
Do you get like validated or something? Like the Twitter, like little blue mark?
Yes, in a sense. With 1,000, you get monetized. You also have to have a certain amount of viewed hours too. You have to have 4,000 hours of viewing. In other words, my content has to have been watched 4,000 hours worth.
Do you want me to put it on every screen in my house and just let it run?
You can if you want, but I've already achieved the goal. So I'm in review right now, is what they say, or what they call it, and that means I'm monetized or will be monetized. Which there's perks with that. You get to go mobile live. You get paid for your content. They base it on advertising, obviously. You get what's called super chat capability, where there'll be like a little dollar sign for anybody to click on whenever they want to give me money.
What?
Yeah, they're called super chats, and some of the channels use them because their chats are so ridiculously busy. It's hard to be seen, and people will hit a super chat because it pushes them up where it's very easy to be seen. And that they start at like 99 cents and go all the way as high as you want. So yeah, so there's that. And then what else do I get?
Wait, I don't get that. I mean, is it like a strip club? Like, why would like somebody's putting like a dollar in some strap or something? Like what? Like I don't. What? Why would I do that?
A strip club support the channel.
Okay, what's funny, and I probably shouldn't admit it. I've never actually been to a strip club, but I've seen how they work on TV and other places or in movies, and I understand that you put $1 somewhere so that somebody actually looks at you and notices you. Okay, $10, whatever.
Change that, yeah.
Yeah. Why would I be?
I don't know. I feel compelled. Like if somebody's live, I oftentimes feel compelled to send them a little message. Or
see, it's like a strip club. If somebody's live and they're up there, I feel compelled.
Now you gotta tell me to take it off. Thanks, Dr. Rogers.
Well, I was just trying to think, like, when else do you not have to give money? But people, I mean, you're the one who said $1. You said, so you throw in $1. You said it, something like that.
If you have a question for somebody and you've typed it 3 times and they haven't seen it because it's hard to see it, and you really want that question answered, you click the little
paying to play. All right, I got it.
Paying to play, I guess, if you want to look at. Most of the time, though, these people are so sweet. They're doing it to support the channel.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Continue seeing your content, and they know that if you can afford to keep doing this, you'll keep doing it, and they'll get. It's a win-win.
Yeah,
they're so sweet though. They're very impatient. They haven't waited for the super chat. They've jumped directly on my PayPal and just said, "Here you go, Robin. You're doing a great job," and they're amazing for it. So, yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah. And they just like look you up on PayPal, and that's how people do it.
Well, sometimes.
Well, because I need to know the etiquette. If I'm going to start watching people, like I don't want people to be like, "Hey, she watches all the time and she's never even chipped in." Like, what a cheapskate.
I've never heard anybody say that, but I mean, I don't know. Fat man.
So you're saying it's like a podcast where at the end they say, "Hey, if you love this, like it, share it with your friends."
You'll never catch me asking for. There are some channels that do ask for super chats. If you want your question answered, I'll never ask for money.
Will any channel ever ask you to pay to be promoted? Like, could you use the money for that?
Another channel? You mean like a collaboration where they pay for the collaboration?
No. I mean, okay, sorry. Will a platform ever ask you to pay to be promoted?
A platform? No.
Like YouTube. I'm trying not to say it. Jesus.
I don't think that's legal.
Oh, well, why? That's what Google does. If I want my company to come up first, I give them money.
I see what you're saying, like a promote type thing situation. Promote.
Yeah.
I know Facebook does. I don't think YouTube does. I don't think so. I don't think there's any way to push your videos harder with YouTube. It's all about algorithms and who you're collaborating with, and what basically your keywords really is what really pushes you. Your thumbnails, all of it plays into where you're seen and how your video is suggested to viewers. But like Facebook, for instance, will have you pay like $10. Will post your content more, and I stream to Facebook as well. So
I tell stories on Facebook sometimes, and as you may have seen, although you're not on my Facebook that much, but sometimes I'll tell. I used to have this little running sort of blog that I called Talking to Strangers, and it would be people that it would be like a story about my Lyft driver, a story about my Uber driver, just people I met along the way, traveling all the time. Had I done it when I stayed at the hotel, I would have written one about you, but I didn't do it back then. And what's really funny is, for some reason, just in the way that I tell the story, Facebook always asks me if I want to put a donation button on it. So I don't know if it's because I'm usually talking about people who are living paycheck to paycheck, and I'm just telling like some interesting part of their life. Like I always ask people like, why Uber and Lyft drivers are super interesting because they're usually doing it to do something, right? They're trying to raise, they're trying to earn extra money because they want something. And I'm always curious about what it is that they want badly enough that they're working 2 jobs or 3 jobs or whatever. But it is funny because that algorithm is something, because most of the stories that I tell, it asks, do you want to add a donate button to this? And I'm like, no, it's just a story. But
thank you, Jonathan.
It's funny.
What we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Cash App name because she should. See, you brought it up and now they feel compelled. They're awesome.
I don't know that people would necessarily feel compelled. People probably want to do it.
Isn't that what compelled means?
Yeah, but I just like to think it's probably a little more, I don't know. You can also feel compelled to go to work. Doesn't mean you want to.
Well, it's not an obligation, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, but it's neat. Once you get monetized, you just have a few more perks or whatever. And as you get bigger, you have other perks. Like, so when I hit 10,000 per se, I could put a merch store on my YouTube after every, or the description of every video.
Yeah.
When you scroll down, they'll actually put like a store front on there where you can have t-shirts and I would show you, but all my mugs are full of pins right now. I don't know what I'm doing here, but anyway, you can put mugs and t-shirts and whatever. And the difference being, I can do that now, but the difference being is they'll actually have a store for me and I won't have to touch the product. Like right now I have to order the product, have it sent to me, and then I send it out. Once you hit 10,000, then they'll actually have a store for you where all the product stays at their warehouse and people can just directly order it off the website. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's neat.
So, okay. So if they give you a store right now,
yeah,
that's what you sell?
Sure. Hoodies, coffee mugs. I mean, they have all kinds of like bumper stickers, all kinds of stuff on there. Socks. They do have socks, and I am working on making Argyle a sock. I haven't. Every time I go sit down to do it, I get sidetracked. So, mermaid pens. No mermaid pens. No, not yet. We're not sure what we're going to do with the mermaid yet. Me and T have been talking about. Do you know that whole story? Mermaids?
No, you brought it up last time, but I didn't know. I didn't know the story.
Some crazy crocheted mermaid tail thing, and I was like, "Oh, I've got one of those," like as if I have one of those. And I should have never said it because it just like exploded. Like, can you picture Robin in a mermaid tail? Please don't do that.
Well, I think if you get a certain amount of money donated, you should show up in a mermaid tail. I mean, that's like obvious. I don't think you have to think hard about that one.
I do have
How much do people want to pay to see Robin in a mermaid tail? I mean,
jeez.
God, do you need me to be your handler?
You want to handle me?
I said, you want me to be your handler?
Sorry. I need to turn into sock.
You are funny. Well, I think you should do that.
Yeah.
That could be part of your road trip.
The mermaid?
Well, I mean, don't try to.
I do own one now. Thanks to Donna. She actually shipped me one.
Donna's the best.
She is. She is. And speaking of Donna, her premiere is about to start in about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, everybody go over there.
So everybody go see Donna.
What is tonight?
Right now, it's just a premiere, which means there will be a live chat, but it's a pre-recorded video, so you won't be her live on the screen. It'll just be a pre-recorded video. It's another thing we can do. Still able to talk to each other and watch the video at the same time, kind of like a watch party, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Say hello to everyone again.
You will be a frequent visitor, I hope.
I hope so.
Yeah, and then when you have your show, I'll be on your show.
That would be awesome. I don't know what my show will be about, but maybe by then we'll know.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for showing up last second, even though I had the time wrong. I apologize for that. That's not the norm.
No worries.
I love you.
Are you talking to me or somebody in your chat?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I know.
You're sort of not sappy, so that's kind of interesting.
I sort of am, though. I sort of am. You don't know me very well. Even though you do, you don't.
You don't know anything about me.
Pretty much.
That was such a toddler move. You don't even know me.
But you don't know my life? But anyway, yeah, actually, I can be kind of a sap at times.
You don't understand me. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, thank you, everybody, for coming. Go see Donna's premiere. It's about to start any second.
All right, send me a link. Send me a link to that.
I will. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.